reimburse you?
They said they'd reimburse the cost of breast milk as a cancer treatment.
Congress won't reimburse us for a paperclip if I put a dead astronaut on the front page of the Washington Post.
Welcome to Talk Word, where we explore the meaning, origin, and real-world usage of English words. Picture this for a second. You're a traveler stranded at the airport, and you're suddenly facing a covered flight disruption. Now, the airline just can't proactively provide the care they're supposed to. Things like a hot meal. So you go ahead and buy a necessary meal yourself, and considering airport prices, we all know that isn't cheap, right? But crucially, you carefully hold on to your itemized receipt.
Well, according to official guidance from the UK Civil Aviation Authority, an airline in this exact situation may be expected to repay your reasonable, self-arranged care costs. And that is why today's word is reimburse.
Okay, let's dive into this. In simple, everyday terms, to reimburse means to repay someone for money they've already spent, especially for an authorized or necessary expense. It's exactly what happens with our stranded traveler. They pay the reasonable cost out of their own pocket, keep the evidence of that expense, and then later ask the responsible organization to repay it. Now here's a really useful distinction for us as English learners. A business usually refunds money that you paid them directly for a product or service. Think of, say, getting your money back for an unused flight ticket. But an airline, or even your employer, will reimburse you for a completely separate expense that you paid for yourself.
And we can actually compare both of those to compensation. Compensation is money meant to address a much broader loss or a general inconvenience, like, just the misery of suffering through a heavily delayed flight. So, unlike a reimbursement, compensation doesn't always correspond to one particular receipt.
And this brilliantly illustrates how we actually use the word in everyday situations. For instance, in travel, you might ask an airline to reimburse someone for expenses, or you might expect to be reimbursed for a hotel. In a work or study setting, the noun form is incredibly common. You would submit receipts for reimbursement.
So what's the core takeaway here? It all boils down to this simple idea. You pay first, you keep the receipt, and you get repaid.
The next time you find yourself delayed at a terminal, just ask yourself, wait, am I looking for a refund, compensation, or a reimbursement? Knowing the difference might just save your wallet. If you want to explore more English words like this, check out the companion app Talk Word, where you can listen to explainer-style audio of any English word.